Let's get real here. If you're of the ages 20 to 25, you had a phase in your life where you thought Fall Out Boy were the shit. Like you did. You just did. And I say those ages because like I feel like anyone that's a bit younger than that probably didn't live through the time of Fall Out Boy's like peak of success where like their biggest songs were actually pretty good. And I say pretty good because honestly, I think some of their biggest singles have aged actually quite well. Like in comparison to some of their contemporaries around the time, like those like pop punk bands like All American Rejects, Sum 41, and Dashboard Confessional. Like, is that actually a band? Like, it doesn't sound real. Like, I think they did have some popular songs, but I don't think is like, has anyone ever heard a song by that band? I don't know. Like, in comparison to those bands who aren't exactly critically acclaimed darlings. Like, they're not really bands that people look to from the 2000s anymore and say, yep, they made great music. But they were a phase of many teenagers' lives, including mine. So I guess it's one of those nostalgic things where, like, songs like Sugar We're Going Down and like Dead on Arrival, Where Is Your Boy Tonight, or whatever that song was called, Dance Dance, like songs like that, when they come on, I still sing along to them because like it's that nostalgic impact that really gets me. And so therefore I've never really found myself hating a Fall Out Boy album, even though they've never put out a great album. It's mostly just their singles that are truly good. But I've got to be honest, when they came back from their hiatus in 2013, I loved the hell out of Save Rock and Roll. Yeah, that was only 5 years ago, but believe it or not, that was a time where like I hadn't properly got into music yet. Like it took me quite a while like to really reach into like the history of music and find truly great albums, and Save Rock and Roll was like one of the few albums where I was just like, okay, yeah, I love this, but again, it's a phase. I don't really listen to the album anymore, and I've gone back to the songs from it, and they're actually not very good at all. And Fall Out Boy, actually, since this hiatus ended, have gotten really poor. Like, they've gone commercial as fuck, but in the commercial as fuck way that's like appealing to barely anyone. Like, yeah, sure, they had a few popular songs from their Save Rock and Roll album, and then the album after that, I think Centuries did quite well, but like it wasn't like anything that would stick with people for the long run. Like it was mostly just, oh, they came out with an album, they've got big enough fan base to carry forward some popular singles, but really the majority of the public aren't really going to care about them in a year or so. Because let's be real, they're doing music that's not really like compelling, especially on this album. Like, I don't really know what direction they're going for, but I don't know the target audience. Like, are they just trying to appeal to their current fan base? Like, are they just thinking, okay, we know that our last album had a good amount of fans backing it, so should we just do a similar thing but go even more like in a direction that's not really like widely accepted? Because let's be real here, I don't know anyone that even liked Young and Menace, so why did they include it on this album? You'd think that they would change up their ideas because it took so long for this album to come out. Like I thought that's what they were doing. I thought because of the backlash they received for that song, they were like, okay, well, no one likes this, so let's take some time, maybe change some of the songs and then release an album. But no, they kept it on the album, and the album is gone in the exact same direction as this song. It's kind of weird. And that's not to say that just because your fans are telling you that your music isn't very good, that you have to listen to them and abide by everything they say and do a sound that they want. No, you don't have to do that, but what's the reason for all these pushbacks? Like, there must have been some kind of lack of confidence in the album if it really took this long to come out and the result is this album. Like, I just don't get it. And honestly, I feel like I kind of went into this album wanting to hate it, which is really bad. You shouldn't do that with any album. But I think anyone that hates Fall Out Boy at this point went into this album wanting to hate the album because they're kind of like the Imagine Dragons now. Like, they're making really commercialized music that's just so like bad, and it's trying to be rock music, but at the same time it's trying not to be rock music because it knows that rock isn't selling well, but they're sort of having rock elements in their music. It's like they're very similar themes going on, and I think people are just ready to just be like, yeah, this album's the worst album of the year, like, and it's terrible. Oh, but I can't bring myself to hate it. I don't know why. Like, it's not a good album. It's not. Like, this is. I'm just gonna tell you now, it's not good. Like, this isn't. The issue is, it's like the production. Like, the biggest issue is, like, I just don't get the production on this album. Like, I listen to it and I just think it all sounds so badly mixed. Like, there's never a day where I think any music that has percussion way over the top that reduces any sort of melody can ever be good. Like, there is no day I will ever accept that. Like, it just can't. And this album is proof of that. Like, so many of the songs have these like really slow sort of builds, and then the chorus comes in and then it just kind of crashes together and it just sounds way out of place. Patrick Stump does some ridiculous vocal thing where he's like, "Ah!" Like, he isn't that bad of a singer, but he just does the same thing on every song. It just gets so boring. Like, holy fuck, like, I am just ready to just skip every song when he does this sort of like yelping, which, I don't know, I feel like he's trying to be like, oh yeah, I've still got good vocal chops here, I'm just going to go into my upper register and show off a little bit, but it just comes out so badly, like, wow. And then there's the lyrics on this album, which mostly don't have any sort of anything, really. Like, there's nothing that stands out in the lyrics, mostly just like church, which is like comparing this person to a church. Like, he's like talking about on his knees, like praying to this person. It's just like, oh, fucking shut up, man, shut up. And that one line where he's like trying to be like a Tumblr user, where he's like, I'll stop wearing black when they make a darker colour. That line just makes me laugh every time, because I'm just like, oh my god, like, he is trying to appeal to that fan base. Like they're really just trying to be like teenagers, you know? Like, the second track where they're talking about being like young as well, and then Young and Menace, there's sort of like that youthful edge to some of these songs, and it's just really kind of like lame. Like, it's like when Green Day did it on their last album, where they were trying to be like really like rebellious. Like, they were just, it literally sounds like old people doing young music. Like, that's what it is, and that's what it sounds like. It's just so bad. And if you don't think they were going commercial enough on this album with the sound, then listen to Hold Me Down, or Hold Me Tight, what is it called, what? Hold Me Tight or Don't. Okay, or Don't then, I don't know, why would you title your song that? Yeah, this song, man, it has this like whistling, and it just sounds like a Maroon 5 song. Like, what are they doing? Like, Maroon 5 did this like 5 years ago, and like, why are you trying to do that? Like, yeah, I just don't like the formula of this album. Like, it's very much like slow build verse, bombastic, over the top, crashing together, bad production, chorus, and then back into the verse, and it's just the same every song. Like, it's just so draining to listen to. Like, it really annoys me listening to this album. I'm just like, why are they doing this every song? It's so boring. So yeah, you know, I didn't expect anything going into this. And it's not actually terrible. Like, I can't bring myself to hate many of these songs. It's just really not good. Like, Fall Out Boy, man, like, I can get why people hate Fall Out Boy now. But it's kind of interesting, though, because like a lot of people that will be listening to this album probably didn't really have that sort of relationship with Fall Out Boy back in the day. So, of course, people are going to just listen to this and think, yeah, Fall Out Boy have always been terrible. But I don't know, I think they have some pretty good songs that have aged quite well. But even back then, it's kind of funny because, like, Fall Out Boy were hated by so many people, and it makes me kind of think they're like 21 Pilots. Like, 21 Pilots are this decade's version of the 2000s era of Fall Out Boy, where, like, they have such a big fan base, they have so many popular songs, but, like, everyone you talk to just hates them, like, and for whatever reason it is, it's just like really funny. I don't get it. And like, both bands to me like don't deserve the hate they get, but when you kind of like turn your career into this, like Fall Out Boy have done, like, they just deserve all the criticisms that get thrown their way, because they're just not putting out any music that shows much effort, you know? Like, every song is just copy and pasted. Like, it's just the same across the whole album. Like, you can't praise a band for turning into that, you know, like, yeah. So yeah, I can't really say I hate this, but there are no really redeeming qualities to this album that make me go, I want to listen to this song again, because there's not really. So I guess I'll have to go an E. It's not good. Let me know your thoughts on this. Tell me your relationship with Fall Out Boy 2. I'm interested to know in some of the younger people's perspective of Fall Out Boy now. And yeah, that is it. Subscribe to the channel for more reviews. Let me know your thoughts on this album, of course. Hit the notification button so you get all like the notifications when I put out a video. And that's it. Yeah. Have a good day.